My dear friends, a very warm welcome to you. Thanks for spending time with me to reflect on the Gospel of Matthew chapter 13, verses 24 to 43. And the theme is good in the presence of evil. It is often said that we can only be good and do good to get rid of evil. In reality, that's easier said than done. Good and evil are present everywhere in us and outside of us. In fact, we coexist with both. And the parable of the wheat and the darnel in Matthew's Gospel of this week tells us so. The darnel is a wheat that looks very much like wheat. The shape and structure of the leaves and branches are similar, quite deceiving. The wheat planted by the enemy at night grows alongside the wheat, just as the darkness and secrecy of evil are often disguised in the form of good. But sooner or later, evil is exposed. The wise owner advises the servant not to pull out the darnel, or the wheat might be pulled up too, and then the crop will be wasted. He says, let both grow till it is time to harvest. By then, the true nature of both will have surfaced. That would then be the right time for sorting. This parable, which continues from last Sunday's Gospel, is about the kingdom of heaven with the good seeds planted on earth by God. As children of God, we must know our true identity and walk in the light of Christ. When we choose to follow Him and remain faithful to His call, He will preserve and protect us from sin. Whenever we overcome sin and evil, we bear witness to our faith. Indeed, we might be in this world, but we are not of this world. This parable also teaches that on Judgment Day, when harvest time comes, God will separate the good from the evil. He will take to Himself those who have remained sincere, faithful, and true to Him. But those who have turned away from God will be cast out into the furnace. They will be lost and alienated. In the profound wisdom of St. Augustine, we are reminded that God judged it better to bring good out of evil than to suffer no evil to exist. God will therefore generously give us the graces we need to be good and to do good. Let us then be open always to accepting and living His way as we make our way on this earth. And with that, I have two questions for reflections. The first is, how do I deal with evil that I see in and around me? The second question is, what is God's intention for allowing good and evil to coexist? And with that, I invite you to pray together with St. Ignatius the prayer for generosity. Dear Lord, teach me to be generous. Teach me to serve You as You deserve, to give and not to count the cost, to fight and not to heed the wounds, to toil and not to seek for rest, to labor and not to ask for reward, save that of knowing that I do Your most holy will. Amen. And thank you. May God bless all of you. Have a good weekend.